We're live. Oh man. I feel like, bro, every time I say oh man, I feel like I'm in a Mickey Mouse clubhouse where he's like, well, you don't have children, but
I'm far removed. I can't.
in the Mickey Mouse clubhouse, Mickey Mouse be like, oh boy, how big it is. Or, you know, the toy time or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't, it's just whatever. But this nigga like, man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I can't relate.
Welcome. I forgot how to intro the podcast. Hold on. I'm gonna get it right. Welcome to the Malik Scholar Podcast. I am your host. Nope, that's not how I do it. Welcome to the Malik Scholar Podcast. I am and always will be your host, Malik Scholar. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, there's no music. Obviously, you know, we switching it up for this podcast. Before you do anything while you're watching this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. On the YouTube video, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're at 600 and something right now. So actually, we may get it for the summer, man. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy listening to the podcast. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. We have a special guest in the building, music extraordinaire, actor, writer, producer, singer, rapper. we got Mondo in the building, y'all. We got Mondo in the building, man. Yeah, man.
That intro sounded good at first. You just start making up shit.
Man, you gotta give the people on the intro like pretty much all the shit, so you make it sound like better than it is, or whatever. You gotta.
Now you said writer. I'm like, damn, what I done wrote? I'm like,
did I write something? How you been, man? How you been feeling, dog?
I've been good, bro. I'm in creative mode right now. So you know, like them different phases, like the times where you can't come up with nothing and it's stuck. But right now I'm in creative mode, so it's a lot of
What is creative mode like?
Well, you know, so like I do artist management. So like anytime my artist is in rollout mode or in any type of like, you know what I'm saying, it's time to go, I'm in creative mode. But then outside of that, you know, anytime curating events or putting, you know what I'm saying, events together, I'm in creative mode. And when it's all going on together at the same time, like that's when I'm really like
the peakness of it.
That because at those points, that's when I'm always creating. And what I'm always creating is just every day I wake up, it feels like, you know. So
do you mind if a nigga wear moissanite or regular diamonds? Do you judge a nigga if he wears moissanites or regular diamonds?
No. I personally don't judge, but in real life though, like I think the only people that get judged are the people who pop it. Yeah, like so, like it.
Oh, pop it. My bad. I'm a little bit older.
Nah. You said it right though, but yeah. So it's like because why would I care?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like I have no reason.
That always reminds me of the quote in the movie Dope. I think we talked about this before, but it always reminds me of the quote in the movie Dope. That I forgot who played the character, not Shamik Moore's character, but the dude. They walked into like a little warehouse and they had 2 LV bags.
Oh, no, it was Cap G.
Oh, it was Cap G.
It was Cap G.
It was Cap G.
Shout out Cap G.
And he was like, what's the difference between these 2 bags? He's like, Shamik Moore's like, I don't know. I forgot what he said, but like the stitching or whatever. He's like, no, man, the nigga that's holding it,
right?
The dude that's holding it. And I always thought about that. That has stuck with me forever. Like, it's true. Like, you're not gonna think Jay-Z's wearing fake diamonds, but he might be. You know what I'm saying? I think one rapper actually said that they prefer fake diamonds over. I forgot who it was.
That concept is true, or like that thought process is on point. Mm-hmm. But I disagree when it comes to something that you like, though. Like, something that I really like, if you're somebody who's really truly into watches, you want the authentic version of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, even like even beyond that, bro. Like, even if like you somebody who in the home decor or something like that, and you know what I'm saying, it's a certain couch, just like the mecca of like that couch, because it'd be like you want that at some point. Like you're not gonna be satisfied with just getting by with whatever. But if it's something that you just like the way it look or you like the way it feel, and you don't fully just
no,
you know what I'm saying?
I definitely get that because I attribute that statement to like I'm not gonna get no camera on Amazon that says 4K camera and it's fucking $80.
Right.
Then I know the bit rate is fucking 1 megabyte a second and you're not getting the full quality. And like I can understand that. But when it comes to just accessories, well, not even just accessories, because I know people don't play about them watches, right? They don't want a fake Patek because it's a Patek. They want the real shit because of the craftsmanship, the artistry, the how long it takes to get one. You got to buy this one before you can get this one. You know, same thing with the Ferraris and Rolex. So I get that point, but I always just found that interesting that, like, because a lot of people wear earrings. Right. Like a lot of people I wear earrings, but obviously I'm not spending. Like the average person may have one good pair, like one $400 pair. Like the average middle class person may have like one. Even poverty stricken people, they might have that because just for status or whatever. But they may have that one $400 pair, but all the rest of their 15 pair of earrings are moistenites or fucking whatever. And I always think about that when that shit happens because it's like, bro, I done seen some cool ass stylists and some cool ass people that be putting on clothes and shit. And you ask them where they get it from, they're like, I just thrifted it. But most of the time when they thrifting it, it's good quality stuff because 9 times out of 10, the person that's going to go send something to the thrift store doesn't really want to throw it away because they want to get rid of it, but they don't want to throw it away. And half of the time it'd be good quality stuff. And that's one of the reasons they don't want to throw it away. Like, oh, I can give this away. Like if somebody got a whole bunch of shit from Shein, they'll probably just give it to their partner or whatever, just whatever. But if they got some good quality shit, like good quality stitching shit from the 90s, vintage shit, they're most likely going to go to give it to the thrift store. So a lot of these stylists and stuff, they be like, oh, I just thrifted this piece. I thrifted this piece for $5. I thrifted this piece for $12. Like, I don't know why I was talking like that, but that's
a valid point. But if we get into that, then I start thinking about like, I think the eye of a lot of stylists, they're going to find a diamond in the rough wherever they look. So I'm not even like, you know, if I even go there, then I just start to say like they were going to find whatever regardless. I don't even like,
Man, have you been listening to the music that came out lately, man? In the past, just like month or whatever, just you know, new music. Have you been listening to it?
I have.
I listened to Mike Will Made It. So for those of y'all that's not in tune with music, y'all still do know this is based as a music podcast. So, you know, we got Mondo here. Mondo is a music man just like me, man. So we're gonna go over some of these releases and stuff.
I fought with that title.
With these albums. So
music extraordinary. That's what you said the first time?
I don't know if I said that. I may have said like music listener nigga type shit.
No, you didn't say that.
Oh, music extraordinaire, man. Yeah. But I do want to talk about this Mike Will album because I have some thoughts on it. This Mike Will album, it's called Reset. He recently dropped the extended version of it also, which I was listening to it while you was gone or whatever, and there he was playing. Lil Uzi has a song on there.
On the deluxe?
On the deluxe.
On the extended version? On
the extended version, yeah. But what's interesting about the Uzi song on there, Uzi at the beginning of the song says ransom. It doesn't say reset. He says ransom. Ransom was the name of Mike Will Made His album from like 4 years ago.
Well, and the song could be
super old. And that's what I'm thinking. It could be because even Uzi, I'm going to play this, but even Uzi, we're going to talk about the album in a second, but I just thought about that. Even Uzi sounds older. Younger. So this is Blood Moon by Lil Uzi Vert off the Mike Will Made It tape.
Ransom. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Mike Will.
I didn't realize how long that intro was, but yeah, that's. So it's like
you brought up a valid point though, but then I just thought about it, right? So you say, all right, so you listening to the on the deluxe, quote unquote, with Uzi, and you said like clearly that was an older song.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, song with Thug
is old too, yeah.
Sounds for sure older Thug.
Yeah.
Key obviously is older. So
4 years old. All of these are probably around 4 years old.
Right. So it's honestly, with that being said, I didn't hear too many more that like made me like feel like this for sure was recorded 3-4 years ago. But it does raise the point of like how many songs has it been sitting on?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, I think like when it's a producer-led album, you got the freedom to kind of like
do what the fuck they want to because they're not releasing albums like that anyways.
And also, you have the engineers, you control the beats, control the direction of the song. So if I'm the producer, I can always go and grab.
Whoever.
I got the perfect hook from such and such.
Yeah.
From 2 years ago, I got the perfect verse from such and such.
Facts.
From 3 years ago. This might not fit perfect, but I want this person's on my album.
Right.
So I'm gonna put this on here too. Like they kind of have their freedom to do that.
And I do think that was the case with this album Reset by Mike Will Made It. But I also think, I mean, obviously he's had newer songs put on there, but I do want to talk about like just the vibe of the album. So obviously, you know, a couple of months ago or whatever, when Metro dropped his album, Metro dropped an Atlanta version. I forgot what it's called. Futuristic
Summer.
Yeah, Futuristic Summer. So he dropped Futuristic Summer, and it had like all the old school Atlanta people in it, but he also replicated the old school sound of Atlanta. Whether I'm calling it old school, but you know what I mean, like the futuristic,
the swag era.
Yeah, the futuristic swag, the Super Fruity swag era. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah.
The swag era was just
the Super Fruity swag era. Yeah, that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for sure. You can look it up. But now Michael made it. He's an Atlanta bred producer. I'm not sure if he's from Atlanta, but he's an Atlanta bred producer, and he dropped his album now. JD dropped the album. Me and you talked about the JD album already, but JD dropped the album with old vibes. We actually talked about him not really copying Metro in that aspect because JD is from that era or whatever. So anybody that he would get with would be from that era anyways. But on his Mike Will album, I feel like the Atlanta producers are on a wave where it's like grab mostly like 90%, 95% Atlanta artists and make a tape and it's going to pop. With this album, I felt like he did the same thing, but I want to be careful because I don't want to say he did it better.
Right.
I want to say that he did it in a modern, vibey way because I still love Metro's album.
Right.
I love Metro's album. This Mike Will album definitely has some songs on there that I absolutely love. But he brought back the Travis Porters, the J Moneys, I don't even remember if OJ the Juice Man. Yeah, OJ the Juice Man's on here. T.I., Young Dro, like CeeLo, like he's bringing back these old Atlanta artists or whatever, which kind of mimics that sound. I mean, what looks like it just kind of mimics the Metro booming wave. Are the producers on a wave now where they're just like, oh, I'm just going to bring everybody from my city and make 90% of people from my city and make a smooth tape?
I think they followed the same format, but I think that's where it stopped at. Like the super collabs in the sense of like, I'm gonna go get this person, I'm gonna go get this person, I'm gonna go get this person. Like clearly, like Metro, and he did it well, but at that point, that's where. I'm gonna make this super collaborative, and I'm gonna keep it as Atlanta as possible. Yeah. Metro went, I'm gonna keep it Atlanta.
Right. Period.
But with Mike Will, I'm gonna keep it as Atlanta as possible. Yeah. And then so the collaborative part of it, and then I guess the Atlanta aspect of it, that's where the similarities end at. But in a good way though, because when I look at Mike Will's, like you said, you're not saying better, but Metro had a clear concept and what he was trying to do. Right. It was a certain feeling he wanted to evoke. Right. And it did his job too, because I don't want to use the word revived a lot of careers, but it brought a lot of people back to the forefront. That's what I'm gonna say.
If Metro wouldn't have dropped Futuristic Summer, I'm not sure Travis Porter would have been on this album.
And check this too, like since that, I've always been kind of up to speed on what Young LA got going on. But in real life though, like since that project, I'm seeing Young LA, okay, he took that and he said, okay, let me stay in there. I got the spotlight back again. And not to say like, he's still doing stuff beyond the club hosting. He just dropped something the other day. And I actually heard a clip of it and I was like, nah, that's actually
pretty smooth.
That's cool. Like I think the name of the song was Something to Say. No, actually it is Something to Say. He just dropped a project, like a little EP or whatever it could be. But I say that to say though, Metro's was I want to recapture this time period in Atlanta. And I'm gonna get all these people to do it. Now, Mike Will,
not trying to recapture a time period.
I'm not trying to recapture a time period.
Light to y'all niggas that make good music.
I want to remind y'all that Atlanta is Atlanta.
Is that shit?
And so, you got all those different people from there.
I want to play this song to just let the audience know. This is actually one of my favorite songs on the album.
Which one you going?
I'm going Standing O, Travis Porter, and Mono Leo. But this is probably one of my favorite songs on the album because this to me is is
And it beat crazy.
the beat crazy, and Travis Porter adapt to it very well. Mona Leo is Mona Leo. Like
I'm not gonna count the way you said Travis Porter adapted on this song. Listening to him,
be careful with that XLR cable.
on this song, listening to it, it just sounds like
They belong.
like they can't lose it. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
with the right producer, it's always
just there.
Yeah, it's there.
This right here is Standing O, Mike Will made it, Travis Porter, and Mona Leo.
Yeah, keep me in the front. They tell security I got a tip for him, man. Just don't touch him.
No, Mike, you good. Come this way.
Okay.
Oh shit, Mike, you popped out tonight?
I'm here, baby.
That's what's up.
Hey, let me get 10,000 nights to win.
What you want? Ranch or blue cheese?
I don't discriminate, bring me both home.
Dirty nigga, we do discriminate. We don't do blue cheese and ranch, just ranch. I'm just letting you know that off top.
Shawty fuck me all night, talking about half a pill. How the hell your head moving, but you standing still? I'ma stand up in that pussy like the man of steel. Hey, paint left it taffy, baby got that whammy.
Coke body shape, she just flew in from Miami. Hit it from the back and left it in. Let's start a family.
I ain't gonna play too much of it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even with the switch between, I forgot all them niggas' names, but even with the switch between the tall nigga, I know the first nigga was the tall nigga. I just remember that. But like, even with the switch between the tall nigga and the short nigga in the verses, right? Like, you can got like it like, obviously all you need is an engineer to tell you to get on key, but it matches. This shit matches, like the song matches, like
perfect.
But he did that with every older artist on there. OJ the Juice Man, he did the same thing. J Money's on the song with Caribou and Anisha.
But that the song with and don't let me mispronounce his name, Sid Saram.
Yes, yeah, that was that shit,
bro. That alone, like,
I think that's his artist, because that's a misplaced song on the album.
But when I went to Bro catalog, that's the only American like sounding song. All the other songs on his catalog are like,
that makes me believe more that Mike Will's about to sound
as of recent. That's what I'm saying. That would have had to been recent. But I say all that to say though, bro, like, I think a lot of times, like, when we see these producer led,
and let me preface that too. The song that he's talking about is most of this Mike Will made his album is hip hop. It's like vibey hip hop. It's not like hardcore hip hop, but it's like vibey hip hop. And there's one song on there that's just straight nighttime panoramic drive R&B, and it's by this artist named Sid Saram. We don't know if that's the proper pronunciation of his name, but that leads us to believe that's probably Mike Will made its newest eardrummer sounder. But go ahead, signer. But go ahead.
Right, but I say that to say though, I think about a lot of times when these producers drop projects, like, we forget how much production is taking place. Like, it's easy to say, okay, beat. Yeah, he got a bunch of producers, so okay, they did all these beats, and they just went and got all these artists, but that's not how the project came about. Like, he didn't just get this verse from this person, this verse from this person, this hook from this person, boom, album done. Like, you can hear how you just said how cohesive Travis Porter sounds on this project, and how modern they still sound, but you ain't heard a project from them in, you know what I'm saying, over 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's not by accident.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you listen to a song from Key from
4 years
it
ago.
would have had to been, you know what I'm saying?
5 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. It's like,
it sounds modern, like the producer.
But it was more production that took place to make it make sense on this album.
Exactly.
It probably was a dope song whenever you had, but I know for a fact all of this stuff was, you know what I'm saying?
And a dope song too, like you right, like a dope song too can come from just the production aspect in general. Because that takes me back to the Michael Jackson album that got released in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, Escape or something like that.
Like the main post-Thomas one.
Yeah, the big one.
With like Blue when he was on the throne.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of that production was modern production, but it sounded like an album that could be released. They had a song called Blue Gangster. What she gonna do?
It was some cool stuff on the album though.
Yeah, but it sounded like 2013 production, or 2012 production or whatever. But obviously those songs, his vocals were recorded pre 2009. You know what I'm saying? So you can elevate any it has to be a certain artist because some artists sound like they from a certain era. But you can elevate a production with the production. But I do want to switch gears though. There was more albums that came out. We don't have to talk about them all because we have a lot of stuff to get to. Well, just to talk about it in general. But there was more albums coming out that came out recently. I liked the Yeet album. I like Samara Sin's album. There was more. Fetty Wap dropped a new album.
It dropped.
It did drop. This Fetty Wap album.
Damn, that's crazy. I literally was just watching the his $1 million worth of game episode, and literally it was, you know what I'm saying, purposing the project what it gets to be. But I didn't hear a date, so I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it came out Friday.
It dropped recently.
It came out this past Friday. That Fetty Wap album is called Xavier.
Right.
So his first album was called Fetty Wap.
Right.
And I still think that's one of his better, I think that's his best project, Fetty Wap. But I mean, it's kind of biased too, because I still need more time to sit with Xavier. But Fetty Wap, the first album, I mean, it's like a 1 in a million chance you get like 8-9 hits on one album. The nigga has 6 7 9 on there, Trap Queen, My Way, Again. Like this nigga had all this shit on one album.
Without comparing the two albums, do you think this album or this project is enough to bring them back?
I love this project. No, but I love this project. I love this project because, and the reason why I said it's not enough to bring him back is because Fetty Wap was in prison for a minute, but he wasn't in prison since Trap Queen. He fell off after all that shit.
You said before he went to prison, he was kind of cold.
Yeah, he was still releasing music before he went to prison. Like he got songs with Coil Ray, but he wasn't popping. So the prison sentence in the hip hop game, the prison sentence makes you more heightened than what it is. Pooh Shiesty came out, dropped a song, went crazy. He's dropped songs since, but they're not going. Right, but this Fetty Wap album, I think Fetty Wap did a good job by going to the studio and just making this album. Right. He probably had all these songs written, but he went to the studio and made this album. But it's a good contrast because Fetty Wap has an album in 2023, but he was in prison then. It's called King Zoo, but he was in prison then, so that's just probably like a compilation. Wasn't really thing. But this album right here called Xavier, it's a 17-track album. It's mainly R&B, like 90% R&B.
R&B rap hybrid or like R&B
straight. Okay. Like for example, this is
that why you saying it's not enough to bring him back? Or you saying that because he already wasn't hot before he went in?
He already wasn't hot before he brought him. There's a couple of songs on here that I think if he had the right label push can get him to that point. But if the label doesn't push some of these songs, they won't get there. But this is a solid musicality album.
Right.
This right here is the third song on the album. It's called Real Love featuring Honey Baby. And Honey Baby is giving Mariah the scientist on this song, but it's a really good song. This is Real Love by Fetty Wap off his new album, Xavier, featuring Honey Baby. Popping in this song, but that's like really the vibe of the album. Like, I mean, you don't even get like a up-tempo song until like halfway through.
Yeah, hold on, wait. But I'm only going off your review because I haven't listened to it yet. But when I asked you the question of is this enough to bring them back, had I listened to it and what you said is true, that is not enough to bring them back, and that it's majority R&B. That's not how I would have came back. But I'm not saying that as criticism to the project itself.
Right.
I'm saying that as like if I'm Fetty Wap and like I know that, all right, this is my second opportunity to, but this could be the project that just gets eyes back on him and then he comes with something else. But I just feel like if I'm Fetty Wap, bro, like I gotta go to my bread and butter.
And I haven't watched the $1 Million Game worth of interview, right? But I believe that his incarceration could have brought him to a different mindset of how he wants to make music and how he wants to be seen as an artist.
Right.
Because I'm of the belief of once you're an artist with a huge fan base and you drop off a little bit, you still retain some of that fan base. So you're always going to be good. So
you're always going to have something.
You're always going to have something. Like I attribute that like the Baby. Like he had a huge following, dropped off, but still has a fan base. Right, he still has a consistent fan base. Like he still has a good 100, 200,000 people that are always gonna fuck with him. Right. With Fetty Wap here, I feel like he's making the music that he wanted to make. Now I don't know if he's gonna double back and do a Future and drop a all rap album or whatever. But he did put some rap songs on here, and I think some of these songs could be could be singles. Like this song right here is called With It or What. There's 2 songs back to back. Say When, it's track 10 and 11. Say When and With It or What. I think With It or What could be a single if he decides to drop. But this is With It or What by Fetty Wap.
Gotta know I'm living it up. They know how I'm giving it up. Girl, I'm outside. If you ready, are you with it or what? Ain't nobody bigger than us. Yeah, baby. Gotta know I'm living it up. They know how I'm giving it up. Girl, I'm outside. If you ready, are you with it or what? Ain't nobody bigger than us. Yeah, baby. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Spend some money, then I get more bands. Chillin' with a bad bitch, top down, listening to slow jams. I'm from Jersey, way out the road. Kicking with my monsters, eating good, only steak and lobsters. All these niggas.
But that's how, like, it's obviously giving Cali vibes. I think he lives out in LA right now. But it's obviously giving Cali vibes. But I think he's on that I'm going to do what I want right now vibes. Like,
I like it. And that's why when I made the criticism about, like, not necessarily the project, but, like, is this going to bring him back? Mm-hmm. It wasn't because from what I've heard so far, what you played plus what I've already heard on my own, like, he sounds good.
Yeah.
But but as far as, like, music business goes, it's always about
it's not
hot.
It's not going to
is
get
it
him over that
working?
threshold.
Is it this? And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I think he's off to a good start. I think he needs a good feature run. I think he needs a good feature run because for one, I think he does that best, which is just
hopping on the song and
complimenting records.
Yeah.
Not to say, I mean, he makes great records himself, but I'm saying in the space that he's in right now.
Hold that thought real quick. All right, y'all, we'll be right back with the Malik Scholar podcast. Do not touch that dial. All right, we back. Bro, so if I tell you something and we're done with the music talk, Fetty Wap talk and all that stuff, but bro, if I tell you something in confidence, am I telling you confidently or am I telling you something in private?
Bro, is this a riddle?
It's not a
what the fuck?
It's not a riddle, but it came from an interesting place. I really meant it as a joke initially when I told you about it. Yeah. But then I thought about it. It's like, if the person that I'm telling, if I don't tell you it's in confidence, am I telling you something just to tell you, or I'm telling you something, or is just everything default in private?
My opinion.
Your opinion for other people.
But I'm skeptical in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. Like, I kind of know who to tell what anyway. So the way I look at it is, and like the expectation I think other people have for me is, you know what's confidential. Right. Like, if you tell me certain shit, it's okay to say, hey, bro, look, this private, this between me and you, but it's not necessary. Like, certain topics automatically sing off the alarm. Right. Like, that's clearly confidential. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, although I feel like some people might gotta specify that, right, I don't tell certain things to people that don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same way I am for real too, though, bro. Like, if I feel comfortable enough with you, like, I don't have to specify. Don't tell nobody. I'm gonna tell you something, but don't tell nobody. Right. I don't have to specify that because, one, if I'm telling you something, I don't care if you tell anybody else. But if it's a conversation that we're having, what?
You saying that it's nothing that you can tell somebody that you don't care if they tell anyone else?
No, it just depends on the relationship with the person. Like, if I'm telling, like, my girlfriend something, right, I expect her not to, like, if I be like, baby, I got a wart on my inner thigh or some shit like that. I don't expect her to get on Instagram stories and be like, y'all, my nigga just told me he got a wart on his inner thigh because of the person that I chose to be my girlfriend. Now, if I chose a person that's on social media that tells everything, I wouldn't say anything. Right. Right. But just based on the relationship with the person, if I'm gonna tell you something, if I'm not already expecting this conversation to be private, like, say the conversation started as private, like the person that came to me, this was a private thing anyways. And then I reciprocated with other private information. I don't expect that conversation to get out. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I just don't. Like, if you come to me and be like, man, I got some shit to tell you, bro. I ain't really talked about it too much.
I mean, it's clearly.
You feel me? You tell me something, and then I'll be like, man, I get it. You know, I went through the same thing 2 years ago. Woo, woo, woo. I wouldn't expect 3 days later another nigga calling me about the shit that I just told you. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, to me, so the saying it confidently or in private, somebody said it on another podcast I was listening to, but they just kind of brushed it off. They was like, oh yeah, I told you in confidence. But the dude was like, but what does confidence mean? Like, are you confident? Or like, what does confidence mean?
Right.
But I mean, obviously the real definition, because like a confidentiality thing means it's confined. Like I told you, in a confined space, me and you type shit. But I just found that interesting because everybody doesn't subscribe to the same standards. But when you talk to somebody and and you believe that standard is being upheld, but it's actually not.
Right.
Who does that fall on? Like who does?
And literally, while you saying that, in my mind, before you even asked who does it fall on, I instantly was like, nah, that responsibility is on
the person saying
it. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter how we're used to things being. It don't matter how it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, it's always a possibility that this can get out. So it's my responsibility to determine how important, how private this information is, and how much I trust this individual with it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's always a possibility that they can get out, but in all actuality,
you just gotta have discernment.
But in all actuality, when you think about it, like there's certain stuff that your mama know about you that if it ever got repeated or ever heard by another set of ears, it might be your dad, if that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say that to say it don't stop at parents. I'm saying that to say, like, I know for a fact, like my blood brother, I know for a fact it's certain stuff I could tell him to where, like,
you just know.
If it ever get repeated, it's back to me. Like, it's not like so beyond family. You know what I'm saying? It's just a gauge of like, okay, how much do I actually trust this person with this information? But the responsibility is on you because it don't matter. Like, it's kind of crazy to put private info out there and then you expect them to uphold. We would hope they do, but like you looking at them like, damn, they weren't supposed to say nothing.
Right. You can keep talking. All right, we back. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties with the lights and stuff, man. You know, when you do the podcast by yourself, you're your own producer, man. You got to deal with everything. But all right, so let's talk about regressive black media. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about regressive black media. And what I mean by that is like Love and Hip Hop, Baddies, Could Have Been Love, you know, shit like that portray black people in a weird light. What do you think about it, and how do you think about it in the current age?
You want my stance first, or you want to give your stance on it?
I mean, I'll give my stance first. I don't really give a fuck about it. I understand the outrage that it could cause for black people, but I also understand what it is and who lives there. Right. So like I watched Drewski's Could Have Been Love. Right. But I understand it's comedy. Right. Drewski's a comedian, right? But the people on there sometimes seemingly like Strap. I don't know if you watched the new season, but like Strap and Perk and shit. I don't know if they really know it's a comedy thing. Like he's not like I knew probably like the third episode, the third episode, Pitbull was gonna win. Right. Because the first episode, a big bitch won, but a big girl won. Right. And then the second season, I'm like, all right, he's probably at the first season, I was like, he's probably gonna pick a stud. Because that matches the comedy. When he eliminates all the pretty women, obviously it's for comedy purposes. But how the black women are portrayed in that show is regressive. That's why it's regressive black media. But the problem with regressive black media is, so there's a content creator by the name of Pillboy on YouTube, and he creates content based off of, he's a brother, brother, like,
pro-black guy,
very pro-black. So he'll create content like why this doesn't help black media.
And he's one of the ones that's speaking out against regressive.
He's not speaking. So he's very cognizant of the point I'm about to make. Right. Like we know it's there, But since it's there, some people will take that as fact for black people.
Right.
Some people will judge a black person based
Right.
off of what they see in the black media space.
Right.
Right. Because these are the regressive black media is more popular than.
Right.
That's why we got Lovecraft Country that got canceled. We don't hear people really talking about Forever like that, the show Forever on Netflix, the black teen couple, whatever. That's why we hear more about Power,
right?
And fucking what's a black show that's on right now that's just straight shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Right now, well, Power Book. They keep dropping more.
They're about to drop another one, a mix book.
Force just ended.
Which was
that's
Tommy,
the one with Tommy,
like,
but everybody was in it.
Yeah, so like things like that, those get more popular
Right.
than the positive black show, right? Obviously, there's black leads, like what's his? I can't remember. Aldous Hodge plays Alex Cross in the show Cross on Prime. That's a black lead, but it's not written by a black person, right? That's a James Patterson character, right, which is a white man. So I'm not saying there's not any black leads, because obviously Michael B. Jordan, he's a black lead.
Right.
There's black people out there, but those aren't. Sinners is an anomaly, but those are the usually it's regressive black media that's more popular in the black space, right? So Pillboy's stance is that a white person is going to see that and then attribute that to that's how black people are.
The problem, this is the thing, and this is my opinion. The term, and I know it's not one term, but I'm saying even the idea or the thought of regressive black media, it shouldn't even exist. It's just media, and that's one lane of media, because there's not a conversation about what Jersey Shore does for the for that community,
white culture.
Right? It's just a show that the people who like it appreciate, and the people who don't like it, they don't even talk about it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Real World,
like
all of these reality shows that came out, and I can tell you that there was nothing. When I say nothing positive about the show, I'm not speaking about it in a negative light. I'm saying like there was nothing like uplifting the positive. Like, it was just what it was. It was reality TV, and drama was the base of it, which is cool because sometimes you enjoy that. It shouldn't be a conversation.
The only thing I can counter with that is that, okay, they get Real World, Jersey Shore,
right?
I'll chalk up Love Island and the newer ones because they're very mixed in there.
Some of the housewives,
and I'll give them that. But the thing is, they get the opposite also that are shed at the same ilk or higher, right? So you may have a Real World that came out in the 90s, but then all the popular movies from the 90s may be white people shown in a good light. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have the opposite on the same tier level, but with black people, like if you name the top tier black shows right now, they usually have something to do with criminality and drug dealing. If you name all the top tier white shows right now, Friends, which is not regressive, MASH, which is not regressive, Big Bang Theory, which is not regressive, right? You know, our shows, Martin Wayne's brother, the good black shit in the 90s, you know, Living Single, all that stuff, that's not here anymore.
But that, and without getting too political with it though, we can't have that conversation because those shows that we have, all the ones that you said, Different World, all the ones that you're talking about, they get canceled. None of those shows ended because the creator said, I had a good run. I'm done, bro. They ended
because Fox said, "Fuck y'all."
Right. So at that point, and that's why I say we can't have a conversation, because at that point, it's like everything that you're talking about, that could have a 15, 20-year run, they're not allowed to. And I'm not saying that it can exist. I'm saying we haven't had an example of it.
Like, I want to see now. Disclaimer: I am creating a show. It's on YouTube, right? Well, by the time this episode comes out, it's on YouTube right now, April 26th. I'm not really sure when this particular episode drops, but April 26th is live. It's called Situations, and I'm very aware of black regression, right? season 1 drops on April 26th, but season 2, I came on as a writer. I'm executive producer and writer for season 2. I was a director for season 1. In season 2, I'm very conscious of how black people are portrayed. Right. Because I love Insecure. Insecure was just Issa Rae doing black shit. It wasn't regressive. It was just black shit. It was a nice
balanced
it was a
portrayal.
Yeah, it was a good portrayal of the black experience. Right. Obviously for Los Angeles, but just the black experience in general, right? Which was at a high clip. Like Insecure was a very, very. It went 5 seasons. It's a very. And I'm gonna rewatch it again.
Right.
It's a very popular show that portrays black people well. Abbott Elementary. Obviously, it's mixed, but it's created by a black woman, right? These are the shows that I would like to see at the higher tier. That's over all the other regressive black shows. And I say regressive. I keep saying the word regressive, not negatively, even though regressive is negative.
You're just speaking to reality. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you were a struggling father, right? You got a child and you're struggling. And it's 3 jobs that you could have in this world, right? And I tell you those 3 jobs is you come out here and sell apples, come out here and sell pears, or you can come out here and sell lemons. And you find out, or you start to
say sell ass,
you start to realize that's crazy. But you start to realize, like, dang, motherfuckers selling apples, those single fathers are balling. Like, they good. The ones selling pears, it's here, there. We don't even, I don't know. I can't tell what they're doing. And then the lemons, like, they're losing, like, they're all out, whatever case may be. And you have to feed, but you got a child to feed. What are you going to sell?
I don't know.
You don't.
I'm gonna sell the seeds.
You have a child to feed.
You gotta sell something.
You know for a fact that apples are selling. The people selling the apples are living outstanding. Yeah. The people selling the pears, you don't even know how they're living. The people selling the lemons are struggling worse than you.
I'm gonna try.
And you said you don't know what you're gonna sell.
I'm gonna try to sell the apples.
That's my point. Yeah. So if every single positive show,
it's not doing that well. Black show.
It keeps getting counted. Not even they do well, and then they get canceled. And it's different reasons why. Like I've heard some of them say, anytime it gets close to syndication, that's when they nip them.
Cut it off. Yeah.
So, at what point? And I try not to be overly critical of us as a people for that reason, because it's like anytime we're overly critical of us, we're ignoring too many other things. Like, bro, these shows keep getting canceled. So at that point, if I'm somebody who's trying to
put the money into it, though, because Atlanta was a clean black show. Like, yeah, there's some. You can make the argument there was some regression in it, but that was just the natural progression of
you saying it had the potential to go the distance.
Yeah, because Donald Glover had such a good contract with FX. He just didn't feel like doing it. He could have kept going with Atlanta. He just didn't feel like doing this shit.
And that's a good what if. Because I'm not saying you're wrong, but we would have had to see, because we don't know whether he would have got to 5th season and they said, all right, that's your time.
Yeah, this is true.
And I'm not saying
they let him get a final. They let him send the show off like, hey, this is gonna be the final season. Right. He told them that.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it's impossible to do it. I'm saying we haven't had a good example yet, because all the other
example of what
of a show going 15, 20 years, a positive black show going 15, 20 years. That's true.
I'm not going to count out Nick Cannon, but I know we're not talking about reality right now, because Nick
Cannon. You talking about
Wildin' Out's been on for 20 years.
But this is the thing. That is a great show, and it's not a negative show. But when you talk about regressive black media, and then you talk about the opposition that sits in the middle, it's not like it because you gave like
shows like scripted shows,
right, clearly obvious like opposites to, or you know what I'm saying. So it doesn't contrast enough. I'm not saying we don't have any shows that last 15, 20 years.
But the last like scripted one was probably the Cosby Show. That was in the fucking 80s.
That wasn't the last, but that was like
I'm talking about the last like long 10-year plus run.
Right.
And I don't even think it was 10 years, because Cosby Show aired in like 88 or some shit, 85.
I'm not sure how long it went altogether.
Maybe because the spinoff was a different world. But even so, what's one now that went that long? And we can't name Snowfall. and I love Snowfall. And I wouldn't
but
put
if
Snowfall
the conversation
as
is
regressive anyways.
right,
So.
but if the conversation is regressive, I'm not bringing up Snowfall as like a
Snowfall
that's
is just storytelling.
Yeah,
because that was like kind of biographical in a sense. Like,
but
obviously it's a fiction, but
overall though, just on this subject matter, all in all, I think some people could just get too overly critical of, and even if it's a black person saying it, I think we're too overly critical of each other, because for every example of black regressive media you can name, I could give you the counterpart. Like, do you watch Yellowstone?
I do watch Yellowstone. Yeah.
I love Yellowstone. We don't have think pieces about Yellowstone.
Right, because this is true, because people love drama, people love the mess.
People love all of it that you're thinking about.
Sells.
Have you watched Landman yet?
I love Landman.
So, but that's my point. Like,
shout out to what's the son's name?
The son of Landman.
Yeah, but shout out to his wife. She's
but
so
this is the thing I'm saying, that for every Yellowstone and Landman I can give you, instantly it's different for you. You're like, nah, it's cool because of this and this and this. If I could give you whatever they quote unquote call regressive black media, then it's like, but this do look bad on the or this. Like, it's
so
like,
I just
bro,
want to give you some of Pure Boy's titles of his YouTube videos. I've watched them. Like, you can see, I've watched Pure Boy's videos because I like them, because he's not judging, but he's just stating fact. Right.
Right.
One is called, the top one I'm not gonna name because that's about AI, but The Price of Self-Respect, and then the thumbnail, it's a duck doing blackface. It's King Bach, whatever his name is, and Candace Owens. But the title of that is The Price of Self-Respect. He has another one called Every Black Conservative YouTube channel, and then he has another one called The Man Too Black for Superheroes. And then one video is called When Hip Hop Stops Being Black. And then How to Whitewash Black History. You Don't Want More Black Joy. There Is No Black YouTube. Black Women Love Black Nerds. Black Stories for White Audiences. And that thumbnail, Seth MacFarlane and Cleveland from the Cleveland Show. Tubi, the new Black exploitation. You can get it. You get it. But he only has maybe 10 videos, and all of them deal with,
blackness.
A dissertation of blackness. Right. And I would recommend people to watch those videos because he's not wagging the finger at hip hop. He's giving a breakdown, a factual breakdown, some opinions in there too, but he's giving a breakdown of the explanation of his titles, basically.
Right.
So when he says hip hop is not black no more, obviously you want to click that to figure out what you mean hip hop is not black anymore. But then you get to the chart. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. My fault, gang. My fault, twin. My fault. But then you break it down. The pollen be fucking me up, bro. But then you break it down, and he's actually making some good points about it, and it just makes you think about things,
right?
Because if us as black people, is that red light still on that white camera? This white camera right here.
So fucking thumbs up. I was trying to be smooth about the shit. You like, is it on? Is it? God damn,
hey, man,
bro.
They know I'm producing myself, man. I got to make sure everything is right and legit.
God damn, bro. Please, bro. Producers, all producers out there, please.
Yeah,
bro.
come holler at me. Producers, editors, sound designers. Come holler at me, man. Come join the Malik Scholar podcast. Let's turn this thing up, man. But yeah, I really just had to get that off to create the conversation around that, because I really want to know how other black people feel about black media, but also the people in my proximity that don't really give good answers about that shit. So I think I thought that was a good question to ask you about it. I have more topics, and I want to. Oh, it's a good one. You want to talk about Spike Lee?
Your opinion on Spike Lee?
Yeah, my opinion on Spike Lee. So, all right, this is my opinion on Spike Lee. I think Spike Lee is. Let me qualify Spike Lee real quick. I think Spike Lee is a phenomenal pioneer in the filmmaking game. I think that he had a vision. He took that vision, made it into something, and that catapulted him to a new level. I think Spike Lee, in the era that he grew up, was a I don't want to say pioneer again, but he was a trendsetter in his time, right? Because you had Spike Lee, Keenan Ivory Wayans,
Right.
There's another one, Robert. He made
Townsend, Robert
Townsend, Hollywood Shuffle. Those three right there.
Right.
All of those movies that came out in the 80s that
Right.
they made, they were kind of the same style, right?
Right.
But as time progressed, as did they, right? So Keenan Ivory Wayans obviously was in comedy. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, Low Down
Right.
Dirty Shame. Obviously, he was in
Right.
comedy, right? And he was friends with Robert Townsend, right? Hollywood Shuffle, all that stuff. Spike Lee, he was always in the view of the black story.
Right.
I think that Do the Right Thing was, I recently rewatched Do the Right Thing.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I understood it. I knew what was happening during the
Right.
movie, right? Any other person that's not black probably wouldn't understand it too much because it moves so differently,
Right.
as did Hollywood Shuffle. But as time progressed, I feel like Spike Lee didn't progress with the times.
Right.
I feel like he's still stuck in that Nation of Islam time.
I got
right?
you.
Because Do the Right Thing, great. Malcolm X, Chef's Kiss,
Right.
right? But then it just keeps
Right.
being the same movie. And I say this because Spike Lee and Ryan Coogler sat down to talk, right?
Right.
And I think Ryan Coogler is the shit when it comes to directing movies and telling a story
Right.
without putting it in your face, but you know this is a black story.
Right.
Without putting it in your face. Fruitvale Station, obviously black story.
Right.
Locks, which is his first short film, obviously a black story. But Creed
Right.
is not a black story, but it is a black story. It's a huge franchise. Black Panther,
But it put blackness.
it's
on
blackness in the forefront.
Right,
Black Panther
was black as hell.
was black as a
Right,
motherfucker, right? And then his next movie after Black Panther, other than Black Panther 2,
Right.
was Sinners.
I see where you're going.
But let me name you Spike Lee's
Finish.
two
Right,
shits,
finish.
two last shits. Chirac. I'm not gonna lie, the Five Bloods.
Right.
I'll give him that.
But keep going. Right.
And then this fucking horrible ass Denzel movie.
Right.
Denzel and A$AP Rocky.
Right.
Horrible fucking movie.
Right.
Spike doesn't, at the level of highly respected director that you are, not because of your films. Let me say that. And I don't want to be too, I support Spike. Anything that Spike's going to do, I'm still going to watch it because that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? But Spike doesn't get that chance to create I even forgot what the fucking movie was called. The one with Ice Spice in. I forgot what it was called. It was Denzel, A$AP Rocky, Ice Spice.
No. But keep going. I know
Like
exactly
High
what it's-
Potential or some shit. I forgot what it's called. But Ryan Coogler would never make that movie.
I got you.
Antoine Fuqua would never make that movie. F. Gary Gray would never make that movie.
I got you.
John Singleton would never make that movie.
Right.
Right? They would also never make Chirac with Nick Cannon. They would never fucking cast Nick Cannon as the main gangster in that movie.
Right.
And I think he's just stuck in that little
I got you.
thing. Because I don't want to call him a bad director because he's not a bad director.
Right.
But Spike Lee's also not a writer. I mean, he is, but he's like, his storytelling is still, those movies would have killed in the 80s.
Right.
These aren't modern movies. Like I don't think he went over that threshold. Spike Lee did have a show on Netflix a couple years ago. It was called, I forgot what it was called, but it was like a black woman focused show.
Right.
I think it was like a spinoff of Do the Right Thing or something, because it had that same vibe.
Right.
But I don't think Spike Lee knows it's 2026.
And while you're right, none of what you said matters.
Because he's Spike Lee.
Beyond that. See, this is the thing, right? You gave an example of like Do the Right Thing. I don't know if you mentioned School Days, but School Days, like, right, we talking about the films during that time, right?
Phenomenal.
But this is the thing. When you're the person setting the tone, it's a million things that's gonna come out after that that's quote unquote better. It's a million things that's gonna come out after that that's quote unquote
revolutionary or whatever.
Right. But it's always gonna be easy for some people to forget. You wouldn't have been able to. Do you think that Ryan Coogler today,
Highest to lowest is what the Denzel movie is called.
right? Do you think that Ryan Coogler today would be able to portray blackness the way he does in the film? And I'm not giving Spike Lee sole credit for that, but what I am saying is that think about when he did. Think about when Spike Lee did School Days. When School Days and Do the Right Thing came out, and all, those are two of the blackest movies you could ever think of.
Yeah.
And like it takes place on college campuses. It takes place on like it's black in all blackness.
And before you continue, I do want to shout out the blaxploitation movies that came out around in that era, in the 60s.
Shout out to them too. I love good blaxploitation.
But I'm not talking about blaxploitation right now. I'm just talking about the scope of black cinema, which Spike Lee, the black cinema into Hollywood. That's what I'm talking about. Blaxploitation was like kind of like when we were growing up, the bootleg.
Right. I got that.
Okay.
So I say all that to say it's like everything that you said about Spike Lee is right. It don't matter though. Because his purpose and his role in this world and all his greatness is that he opened the door. So I don't care if he comes out with a movie in 2026 that doesn't hit the mark. I disagree with you on whether it's horrible or not. I liked it. It's just not.
Highest to lowest?
Yeah, I like the movie. I wouldn't like if somebody said, hey.
I would never use Denzel like that.
But this is the thing though. It is what it is. Like it's not.
Before y'all go crazy in the comments, I know that Denzel brought that script to Spike Lee, but it's up to the director to put that script and make it.
But my point is, I'm not judging Spike Lee against Quentin Tarantino, against whoever, anybody else. He's done his like there. I give you a comparison, right? Kanye, in music, bro. He's dropped a lot of bullshit over the course of
the other day was bullshit bullying.
But this is the thing though. I don't judge him based on what he drops today
because he already did it.
He did what he was cemented. That's the word, cemented. Certain people cemented. 103,000. No matter how much you love that fucking flute or not, cemented.
Yeah.
Gucci.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care what you think about what he does today, tomorrow, or 3 years from now. Cemented. Once you're cemented, we can still, because like in the culture, we still gonna have discourse about everything that somebody does, but
because we love them.
Right. We gonna have the discourse.
Right.
But when we behind closed doors, when we get real about it, it's nothing to talk about. Spike Lee is cemented. So there's always going to be a conversation about, because he has such a distinct style that it's always going to be people who either like it or hate it.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Every single one of his movies, he's never not had this. It's always going to be a monologue. There's always going to be a monologue in there. And in some of his movies,
with a fucking spotlight.
In some of his movies, he does a musical aspect to it too. He did it in Highest to Lowest, but he made it a little different because it was a rap in the studio or whatever. But that was kind of cool. He
did it in Malcolm X, but he made it.
That was cool to me though. Another one he did it in, but this was further back, was it School Days that he did it in? But yeah, so it's always a monologue involved. So he has a very distinct style, and it's easy to not like it.
Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back.
But yeah, no, he has a distinct style. And so in this day and age, like we still gonna talk about it, but in all actuality, though, like he's already earned his stripes. He already went overseas and went to war, and when he comes back, he can do what he wants to do.
I'll accept that, and you know why I'll accept that? Because Drake is one of my favorite artists, right?
Right.
Cole's one of my favorite artists. Drake, but I'm gonna use Drake because more people can relate to Drake. Drake has dropped Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same,
right?
Views, right? We can stop there. I'm good.
Like in real life, what more does he have to do?
It don't matter if I don't like Scorpion. It don't matter if I don't like Certified Lover Boy. The last one he just dropped for all.
I did like Certified Lover Boy, but yeah,
I liked all of them because I like Drake.
Right.
But honestly, after Views, I had to pick and choose what songs I liked off the album. Before Views, I liked every song. But with other ones, I had to pick and choose. But I can understand that because I can attribute Spike has done his time. And now he's just doing what the fuck he wants to. And he can still get $50 million to make a movie because he's Spike.
And beyond done his time, when Drake did his time, Kanye did his time, Jay-Z did his time. Spike Lee was one of those people who not only did his time, he opened the door.
He opened the door to,
And it's like, you can never, like, for example, in basketball, bro.
I don't want to give this nigga grace. I don't want to give Spike Lee grace.
I get you.
Because Kenan Ivory Wayne's, this nigga took, I'm going to get
He's
you
a
sucker,
goat.
low down, dirty shame, and still kept progressing with the modern times over time.
He's a comedian.
That's
you comparing a comedian to a director, and it's different.
John Singleton made fucking Boys in the Hood in 1990 and Snowfall in 2017.
And Spike Lee was a little before that.
I know, but
you're saying that it don't have to stop.
The
what I'm
greatness
saying
don't
is,
have to stop.
but what I'm saying is the purpose that Spike Lee,
Martin Scorsese.
I got you.
I'm not gonna compare.
But this is what I'm saying though. Spike Lee's purpose was served already. So you're comparing. This is the thing. I'm with you. But this is the thing. Like all these other guys who had a 15, 20, 25, 30 year run.
Yeah.
They didn't have the same weight on their shoulders. They didn't open that door. At the end of the day, I feel you, but two different roles. Their role was to be inspired and take it as far as it can go. His role was to look at the landscape of what's going on out here and still create in blackness and still exist out here.
I think I'm so critical of Spike because I seen him sit down with Ryan. And I don't want to shit on their conversation, but I don't think Ryan Coogler liked Highest to Lowest. Because when they were talking about it with Variety, Ryan Coogler really didn't talk about it.
But this is the thing, though.
He was saying the elements that he enjoyed of the technical aspect.
He found a way to dance around. You saying he found a way to dance?
Yeah, remember the parade and the Puerto Rican Day parade that he had in Highest, that Spike Lee had the Highest Low.
Right.
Ryan Coogler was like praising the production value of that.
Right.
He didn't say like, oh, the overall movie. I really don't think he liked it. But the thing is, Ryan can't say he didn't like it because you're standing in front of Spike Lee.
Right. Out of respect, you
can't say that because Spike Lee is one of the reasons you here.
Right.
And I get that.
And he understands that.
But I'm not Ryan Coogler right now.
So you can say what you want to say.
So I can say, Spike, you got the next movie. But the thing is, I get so upset when I know these niggas can do it and choose not to do it. The Five Bloods with Chadwick Boseman, that was a Spike Lee movie, and it was real good.
I thought you was going somewhere else. So you like Five Bloods?
I like the Five Bloods.
I think it's hard not to like Five Bloods.
Yeah,
but this is the thing,
great
though.
Writing.
Right.
I don't think Spike wrote it. But
I think I didn't dislike Highest to Lowest, but I 100% understand somebody who says they don't. You're saying that because you're Spike Lee, I have an expectation of you.
Yeah, I got a high forever.
Right.
Forever, I have a high expectation of Spike.
Right.
Chirac, I kind of just, because you shouldn't have cast Nick Cannon and shit anyways, but, whatever. I think it would have been good with the unknown.
It's like it's like he too often reminds us that he's out of touch.
Yeah.
And that it's just like, you're not acting like Spike.
Because
like,
nobody would hire Nick.
Right.
And shout out to Nick Cannon. Nigga got M's.
I love Nick Cannon, but yeah.
He wasn't the person for that role.
He wouldn't have been in my 1 through 100 of guys I would have thought about.
This nigga's supposed to be the middleman between the Bloods and the Crips. They use different gangs, but he's supposed to be the middleman between them.
I got you.
Like, what director will make that choice? Be like, yeah, Nick, you gonna do it.
But that's the thing is, I agree with what you saying 100%. But the power of the ground that he's laid is do what you want to do.
It's undeniable.
You do what you want to do.
It's undeniable, man.
Because he's already earned it. They're just like, bro, I've been saying this about Kanye for the last however many years, bro. He been dropping straight bullshit. The last time he dropped something decent, I don't even know if you curse in your part. Do you curse in your part?
Yeah, I curse in the part.
The last thing he dropped something decent that I liked?
Donda.
No.
You didn't like Donda?
No. But Kids See Ghosts was after that.
No, it wasn't. Kids See Ghosts was 2018. Yeah.
Okay, well, cool then. So you got me. So because Kids See Ghosts, I was like, okay, I get Cudi back in rare form.
Cudi and Kanye.
And Kanye, I like what I'm hearing.
Because Cudi bring that thing out of Kanye.
Donda.
But off of that question, now go ahead with your Donda take.
I was just gonna say with Donda though, bro, I didn't reference that because around that time it's been too much BS going on with his music. He'll drop something and it go down the next day, and then they're like, oh wait, it's back out, and I'm like, bro, at that point, I don't have.
Yeah, that's when he started using using the and other artists started doing that shit.
Hell, bro.
They'll drop a version of a song, take it down, and release it.
He was doing it too much though, and at that point, I was just like, bro, I'm not playing that game anymore.
But he said Donda was art, and it's gonna be an ever changing album over. But off that, but to segue off of that topic right there, is a classic album always a classic, even if you outgrow it? And what I mean by that is, I like Take Care. I told you I like Drake, right? Everybody knows I like Drake. I'm a Drake fan.
Right.
I don't listen to Take Care as much as I used to, but I know that Take Care is still a classic. But as I grow older, there's songs on Take Care that I just won't listen to. I won't listen to Underground Kings.
Right.
I won't listen to I Like a Woman with a Feature. Well, I still like that song, but there's a couple of songs on that I will never listen to Headlines again.
Unless somebody else play it.
Unless somebody else play it. Like, I'm not going back. The songs I grew out of.
Right. But guess what?
But it's recognized. The album as a whole
Right.
is recognized as a classic.
Right.
And my question is, can an album still be a classic once you outgrow it?
100%. 100%. You won't ever go on your phone and say, I want to hear Headlines again and click play, right?
Right.
But really envision, like, can you see your child in the second grade at a school dance and they playing throwbacks and Headlines come on and you would be excited, like, oh, I'm gonna be too strong out on confident. Right. Like in real life.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of outgrowing something, right? All of my favorite artists
are dead.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
This nigga is dark. Jesus. No. But like, all right, look. So like, for example, like Brent, Burna Boy, Shabuzi. I listen to these guys so much that there gets a point to where I go months without listening to them at all because I've listened to it so much. When it comes out, when it's previewed online, and this is a snippet of it, and then it actually drops, and then it's out. I don't listen to it so much to where even though these are my favorite artists, if you look at a 7-month span, I've listened to them less than anything else. But if you ask me my favorite artist, it's still the same favorite artist. So it's like you can outgrow a classic, but in reality, think about how much you done listen to this shit and how much you've consumed this. Like,
you're tired of listening to it. You're tired of listening to it for the time being, but say in 10 years, if you had to go back to something, you'll probably still choose that album.
If you don't pick the player and you hear it, it still has the same effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
But because like we have the power of we overconsume by choice, because with streaming and all this different stuff, like we pick every little thing we want to listen to and watch and see. So if it's a song we like, I'm listening to it 30,000 times a day, 30,000 times tomorrow, and then until I just cannot.
And it made me think about it more because the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, if I go listen back to that album, I'm not skipping not one song on that album.
Right.
Ever. And my mom played it 30,000 times when it came out. I played it 40,000 times when I got old enough to buy the album myself. I played it some more when it came on streaming. Like, I would never skip any song on that album because every song on that album is a timeless classic. Every song on Take Care is not a timeless classic.
You did make a good point. You do have timeless songs and songs that aren't as timeless.
Right.
But the albums both can still be classic.
Right. Because I do think
I'll give you a perfect example. Lil Wayne gets a lot of criticism nowadays for some reason because people forget who he is.
Right.
If I had to be real, he doesn't make timeless music. That's really the only knock to him. T.I. and certain other people have songs that sound just as good today as it sounded 20 years ago.
I think Wayne has timeless songs, not timeless albums.
No. Well, I said timeless music, like as a whole. Like he's not known for timeless music because he dropped a lot of freestyles and bars and verses that was cool right then. So I'm saying, but he does have classics. So I don't always think like, even though
does Wayne have a classic album?
Yeah.
Carter 3.
Yeah.
I guess that's a classic by default because
I think the brand Carter period was a classic. So so then you go, what's the best Carter album? Then you're gonna say, yeah, that's a classic.
To me, 3 is not even the best Carter album, but it's whatever.
Arguable, but cool.
But I'm 29, so the Carter 3 came out in 2008.
Right.
2008. Right. So I was in 6th grade. Carter 4 came out in 2011 when I was in high school. Carter 4, I listened to more than Carter 3. I think Carter 4 and 2 are the best Carters.
I can argue that.
That's just...
I can go for that. But let me ask you this. Typically...
5 and 6, I don't even...
Typically, classic and timeless are synonymous, right? In a lot of cases, we make them synonymous, but
those aren't timeless.
But I do believe that sometimes classic is it had such an impact when it came out that it will forever stick with you. That don't mean that every song on that project is going to resonate the same 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
That's why the Carter 3
years
is a
from
classic,
now.
bro. To me, that's why Carter 3 is a classic because what it did at that
When
time.
it came
I think we saw
out,
over
bro.
$1 million first week.
You get what I'm saying? Like for
Niggas
example,
went to go buy your shit.
For example, I know for a fact Kanye's like main classics
His first three are classics.
they're all going to resonate with our kids. But let's just pretend that they don't.
I can argue for
You
3,
can't tell me that late registration, graduation, college dropout aren't classics. I don't care who it resonates with 15, 20 years from now. Even though
some people don't agree with graduation, but I get it because of the sound change. But it's a classic. That first.
it's certain classics that we're not going to argue, and that's one.
Some
of the
people
ones
will
that,
argue graduation.
It's not enough people to argue it that I'm even like.
That was that camera. That's fine.
Yeah.
Is that still red?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Well, yeah, nah. Like it's certain stuff that we're not gonna argue. So I don't always think timeless. There are a lot of classic albums that where we can go and find songs that aren't timeless on the album.
Right. This is true. That is, except for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which
No.
would be a true
And
classic.
and there's a tier beyond S tier of albums that just
But I think old
don't
school
miss
albums
the
can do
mark
that.
at all.
New school albums, I don't think. If you're not a super fan of the artist, like a Beyonce fan will
Right.
always say, "Oh, 4 had all the." And the crazy thing is, a lot of Beyonce fans will
Right.
say 4 is her worst album. I think 4. This is a hot take, but I think 4 and Crazy and Dangerously in Love are her best albums. But people will argue me about that. I think Dangerously in Love is one of her best albums.
Dangerously in Love was
it had
a
R&B,
cold album.
but Beyonce fans, they not fucking with that shit. They'll go with a I Am Sasha Fierce or B-Day or Beyonce.
But you got to think about like a lot of them is like the album that really grabbed them. Like I'm a Cudi fan, right?
Yeah.
It's always out my mouth is gonna be Man on the Moon. But is that really my favorite album?
No, that's just the album that's supposed to be your favorite album.
Because in real life, a lot of great albums, Indie Cut, Man on the Moon 2.
Mm-hmm. Mine is Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying.
That is great, but that's my point though. But we gonna say most Drake fans, if you ask them what's a classic Drake album, Take Care. You gonna say Take Care, but what's your real favorite? Because my real favorite is Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
My real favorite is after that Take Care, then Views. But so it's like with a lot of people, Beyonce, a lot of them.
Honestly, I'm gonna give you this crazy Drake take. I know we talk about Drake a lot on this podcast. I'm gonna give you this crazy Drake take. I think I made a ranking on my Instagram before about the Drake albums.
Right.
Thank Me Later is a really good fucking album. And a lot of people don't even put it in the
because the
Drake.
bar is set so high that anything EP feeling from him gets knocked off. Bro.
No. Not So Far Gone.
No. I didn't say So Far Gone. I'm talking about Thank Me Later.
You said EP feeling.
I said EP feeling. I didn't say
like
EP. Yeah, I said EP feeling.
But
like
every song on Thank Me Later.
It's a great project.
It's a great project.
It's a great project.
Nigga, I'll go Nothing Was the Same, number 1. Then I'll go Take Care.
I think we all agree on Nothing Was the Same.
But nobody would say that. Everybody would be like, Take Care, Take Care, Take Care, because that's his highest
But
selling album.
I'm gonna be real though.
Well, I think
it's really Views, then Take Care.
Yeah, I think Views.
But because Take Care has that nostalgia attached to it, Take Care takes the second. It is really Views as far as like a cohesive project.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think we did it, man. This is a great talk. We got to do it again. We can always get into the weeds of shit, man. I appreciate y'all for joining the Malik Scholar podcast. You got anything you want to tell the people, man? You want to tell them to, fuck off or whatever?
Since we talk about music, go stream Young, Mr. Young. That's the artist that I manage, man. And I won't have to introduce him for long because it is pretty soon y'all already know who he is. So
yeah, facts. That's all. Yeah, go stream that album. Go stream Young. Go watch Situations on YouTube. I directed the first season. Go watch that, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning into the Malik Scholar podcast, and I'll see you next time. Peace.